Hello YouTube world, this is Johnny Moe coming to you today with a special video. This is kind of like a question and answer video. It goes back over 3 months about some questions that I get. What kind of oil do I use? What kind of tools do I use? The blade sharpener. They're in so many other videos, but I'm just going to do a video. What kind of backpack do you like to use? Just answering some of these questions on what I used, why I use it. So I'm just going to go over really quickly backpacks. I like as of right now, I like the BR700. I see the Echo's coming out with a new one. Steel probably will come out with a new one. The one thing that I will say about the BR700 I like is this adjustable handle. This handle right here adjusts, and when you're cleaning out shrub clippings, to turn that, unlock it, and then pull it all the way up through, it cleans out shrub clippings really, really well. Because it gives you, like, that fully extended is pretty long, and you can end up blowing out a lot of rocks and making yourself do twice as much work. But you can pull that all the way up, and it gives you a much better air, I don't know how to quite say it, but an air volume that it'll just blow out the shrub clippings without blowing out a lot of rocks is basically when it comes down to it. Some things that I am disappointed about is I was disappointed that Steel only brought this backpack up to the Red Max 8500. Like, I think if you're gonna bring up a backpack and you're gonna redo it, that they should have went over the 1000 CFM. Now, another thing I like about it is it handles dry leaves unbelievable. But when you get into the wet leaves, that's when the 8500 really starts to shine above the BR700. So, to be honest with you, in dry leaf situation, this is an awesome backpack. If you're asking me, is it better than a BR600? Yes. Is it better than the Echo 770? Yes. I wouldn't even buy those two backpacks now that this is out. If you're dealing with a lot of wet leaves, this is not going to be the backpack. It'll do it, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be the backpack. I'm very interested in the new Echo. I heard there's a BR800 on the market coming soon too, so I'm interested in that. The thing that bothers me about Echo, like I called the factory over in Columbus, and they're like, we're not releasing that until next year, and we're not sure when we're going to get it in. Like, listen, you're missing out on the market. Echo, this is what I mean about companies. They just bother me. Like Echo did this big giveaway, all these equipments, and over 80% of the guys that got the equipment, you look at their trailer and it's all steel. Like, they're not even using the Echo equipment anymore. Like, what's steel made steel look unbelievable. And I think Echo makes a great product. I think that they are user-friendly, and I think they make a great product. They just don't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you release this blower right now? Get it on the shelves right now before Steel comes out with their BR800 and steals your sales. If you wait till 2019 to release this blower, you're going to miss the fall season, which everyone wants to go into the fall season with that new backpack. That blower needs to be sitting on the shelf by mid-September. And if it's not, shame on you, Echo, because you're going to miss out on sales. Because what if Red Max puts out another one? What if Red Max puts out one that's 1050, 1080, 1100, and then the BR800 somehow comes out and it's putting out 1100 or 1080. You guys, they just don't make sense. And it's hard for me to believe that there's people. See, sometimes I think the people that run these equipment don't use this equipment and they don't know what season they're in. Because I'm telling you, in the Northeast, when those leaves fall, man, the biggest and baddest backpack is where you want to be. I own two BR700s. Again, I suggest it. The BR700, the Red Max 8500, and the Maruyama are the only three backpacks that are worth mentioning as of right now. As far as power goes, those three, the Echo 770, it's too old. It doesn't have the power these bigger ones have. You're wasting your time. Spend the extra $50. Go up with the bigger. And listen, the $50 will translate by the end of fall. you will move $300 more of leaves faster than you will with the 770 or the 600. They're quality blowers, don't get me wrong, but when you're buying a backpack, you just want the biggest backpack you can get. Another thing I will say this Echo has over Stihl is straps. These straps suck. I am 6'2", and I'm a bigger guy. I'm over 250, and these straps absolutely suck for us guys. I don't know what they were thinking. Echo and Red Max are way better as far as I'm concerned, but this is a little bit lighter. It's nice. Again, some of the things, like I said, I like is that adjustable tube, especially when you're cleaning out shrub clippings, because you can pull that all the way up and you just point it down and it just blows out all the shrub clippings without blowing out the rock. Now, that's fully extended. What'll happen is it'll blow the rocks out. Great blower. It's my favorite blower as of right now. I do like the 8500, especially if you get into the wet leaves. The Maruyama, there's just not enough dealers to even consider it. So to me, there's only really two backpacks on the market that are worth buying right now, the 8500 and the BR700. Everything else, I would just let it alone until Echo comes out with that big that backpack that they have coming out, which I think it's a game changer. And I'm telling you, if it was out right now, I'd buy it. If it comes out in the next month, I'll buy it. But if I find out the BR800 is coming and it's going to be more powerful, I'll wait for that. Again, I want to give a little update. As you know, if you follow my channel, I've been Stihl now. I've been all Red Max. I've been all Echo twice. And this is my first time my go around with Stihl. The Stihl products are going into its third year. The only thing I've done to any Stihl product is I bought one carburetor for a 94R. I have a 90R that the 90R is my best running weed whacker, but it's my least favorite to run. I like the 94R. The 94R are more susceptible to vapor lock, but the 90R, I just don't like the way it feels. I don't like the bulkiness of it. I'm getting rid of it, and I'm going to get another 94R. I could go back to all Echo. I may go back to all Echo here, because usually around 2 or 3 years, I wipe everything out, and I'll start all over again. But so far, I'm going into my third year, and I'm very happy with the Stihl. Very happy with it. I don't think I'd ever want 3 full years with any product. The Red Max did not make it 3 years. None of my Echoes made it 3 years. But the Stihl has held on. And I got to say that I'm impressed with it. I like some Echoes better than the Stihls. I like the Echo trimmers. The weed eaters, I like those. But the Stihl has held up. And I got to give them credit. You got to give them credit. And when it comes to the giveaways, the Echo made Stihl look phenomenal. They gave all those Echo weed eaters away and blowers, and then you turn around 6 months, 7 months later and look at it. You guys are still running Stihl. So that says something about Stihl. So let's move on. That's enough about Stihl. This is what I use to take off blades. This is a Bosch lithium ion. It's a 1/2 inch. It does a great job. I use this too. Depends on whatever I grab first. I'm a Bosch guy. I'm faithful. I'm not a Milwaukee guy. I'm not a DeWalt guy. I'm a Bosch guy. I mean, I have a ton of Bosch in there. I have a Bosch toolbox. I got a bunch of Bosch tools up there. Even if they sent it to me, I'd send it back. I love Bosch. I think Bosch makes a quality product. Love them. I can't say enough about it, but I take my blades off and I do a lot of work with this. I even have a Bosch impact set. Bosch to me makes quality products, and they last. They last. I really like it. And this is my favorite. This is powerful. I use this too. I'll actually put as you see, I have the drivers here. I just drilled a little hole and I put them in there, and then I'll use them for there if I want the 1/2 inch or the 3/8. But love Bosch tools. As far as wrenches go, I'm an SK guy. I'm a mechanic tool set guy. I don't waste my time on garbage. SK tools. You got the 1/4, the 3/8, and the 1/2 inch. Just quality stuff. And I understand if you're just getting started, those are probably way out of your price range. But the wrenches are absolutely 100% the best wrenches I ever use. SK screwdrivers, just phenomenal stuff. For my 2-cycle oil I use, so far, this has been the best oil that I've used. I've used AMSOIL, and I have used Echo Power Blend. I have not used Armor, but Armor is twice as much. I will never use that. This is kind of expensive too, to be honest with you. The Stihl HP Ultra. I have a feeling, because I used this in 93, I have a feeling that this is the reason why my equipment has lasted as long as I did. Because I can't sit there and say that the Stihl makes better quality equipment than Red Max and Echo. But I noticed that my Echoes and my Red Max did not make it 2 full years. Whereas since I've started using Stihl HP Ultra, stuff still runs good. I've only replaced 1 carburetor. That's pretty impressive. Can't say no. I did run AMSOIL for a while, Sabre. I didn't think it was a bad product, but like I said, none of my stuff was lasting, so I went all Stihl HP Ultra. This is kind of expensive. It's like $48 for 6, 5-gallon mix. I think that's really expensive for that, but if it keeps my equipment running, that's fine. As far as my grease, I use green grease. I have always used green grease. It's supposed to be the best grease. That's just what I use. It's synthetic. It's waterproof. That's what I put in my tractors. My oil is Toro Full Synthetic. I used Full Synthetic for a couple different reasons. I've heard this debate. You can go either way. I've used Castrol 30 weight. The reason why I use synthetic is because of the heat. My trailer just generates heat, and I don't want the oil to go bad before it's time. So on synthetic, I change it every 100. When I was running every 100 hours with a filter. When I was running Castrol 30 weight, which I actually have some left, it's right there, Castrol 30 weight, I actually change the oil every 50 hours. But since I've switched back and forth over the years, I went from synthetic to regular, but when I go regular, I change it every 50. It just depends on what kind of deal I was getting. Like, I got that oil, Castrol, pretty darn cheap. It was like, I want to say it was $1.99 a quart. So I bought a case of it, and I was using it, and I would change it every 50. This, because it's a better quality oil, it's full synthetic. It has phosphorus and zinc in it, and if you've done any research, most oils have taken phosphorus and zinc out of their things. And another reason why I went with a full synthetic is because the Castrol will start breaking down. It's not really made for air-cooled stuff unless it's got a service rating on it. Because what happens is a car can cool itself. Air-cooled engine cannot. And so where a car might heat up to 190 or 250, I'm just giving you an example. It'll cool itself because it has a radiator. It'll cool itself down. But an air-cooled engine can just keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And it takes a lot longer for this oil here to break down than it would, say, a Castrol, a Pennzoil, or whatever. So you figure your air-cooled engine can run up there 400 or 500 degrees. You get there on a hot day and you're really racking on it. It can get up there pretty quickly. So these are the things that I use. I use the Toro Full Synthetic. I use the HP Ultra. I also use Toro Full Synthetic in the hydraulic changes 2050. So just wanted to, I use the synthetic grease, green grease. I get the AutoZone. I get this at my local dealer, HP Ultra. I think they're quality products. This is my blade sharpener, RBG 712. I've done reviews on this before. I'm not going to go in. This is a sample of a sharpened blade. It is absolutely sharp. This is off of my Ferris. This is my Ferris blade right here. I've been sharpening them right now because it's been raining today, so I'm in the garage just doing some maintenance, getting everything set up. And I just looked around. I said, you know what, I'm going to answer some questions. I'm going to just talk to you guys. I haven't made a video in a while. I've been very, very busy. But, guys, that's my time. Hope that answers some question, and have a good day.